Hi, my name is Anaya Kwao, and today I'll be discussing common sexually transmitted diseases, also known as STDs, that is common and impactful in the United States. Today, I also will be discussing the causes of these STDs, symptoms that may arise when contracting these diseases, and prevention care that can be taken place. So, to start off with, STDs are infections that spread through sexual contact. This can be through sexual intercourse, oral, and etc. They are caused by bacteria, viruses, or parasites and can infect people of all ages and backgrounds. Knowing the causes of these diseases, the symptoms in which they appear, and how to prevent them is very important for public health, in which we can stop the spreading of this. Now, moving on to the causes of these STDs, bacteria, viruses, and parasites is what they are shown to be, as mentioned before. Bacteria are single celled organisms that can reproduce independently. Chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, all forms of bacteria. According to the CDC, 2019 was the most recent update of these cases. Now, syphilis being at 129,000, chlamydia being at 1,800,000, gonorrhea being at 600,000, showing that chlamydia is the most numerous amount of cases shown in the United States. Viruses are much smaller than bacteria and require a host to replicate. HIV, herpes, HPV, and hepatitis B, all forms of viruses. And unlike bacteria, viruses cannot be treated with antibiotics. And unlike viruses and bacteria, parasites live within the host and obtain nutrients from the host. And they can be single-celled or multicellular. Also, as mentioned before, these pathogens are transmitted through unprotected sexual contact. Moving on, once a person has contracted an STD, they are more likely to experience symptoms. These symptoms usually vary depending on which disease they contracted. So, a person may experience discharge, pain and burning, sores, warts, or rashes around the genital area, itching or irritation also around the genital area, and flu like symptoms. But it is important to know that you can also have an STD and not experience any symptoms. That's why it's very important to be tested regularly and annually to be aware of your status. And once you are aware of your status or experience any of these certain symptoms, it is very important for you to go to your local doctor or emergency care as quickly as possible to get the help you need. While it is easy to contract an STD, it is also easy to prevent one. One, by practicing safe sex, using condoms. And as I mentioned before, getting regular screening. Knowing your status early and often is very important to reduce your chances of getting an STD or even to help clear up the symptoms faster. 3, not to be a part of anybody's sexual lives, but limit sexual partners. When you limit your partners and you know who you are dealing with and who they may have dealt with, it limits the exposure of what can be transmuted throughout the group, honestly. Vaccinations are important. Vaccinations of HPV and hepatitis B are shown to prevent those diseases. And communication is important to discuss your sexual status with your partner for you guys to have a better understanding of where you guys are at in your relationship sexually. Education and awareness are the keys to reducing sexual transmitted diseases. Last but not least, the impact of STDs on society. The impact of STDs on our economy is a great one because, let's face it, everyone likes to participate in sexual activities. So, due to this, you would see an increase in public health costs and resources, being that these diseases are easily contracted and transmittable, and everyone needs care for them. There are stigmas about people who contract STDs. They are deemed to have multiple sexual partners, which is not true in some cases. You can contract a STD from only being with one partner. These people are looked as undervalued, they're looked as not liked, they are deemed to be gross as the disease itself, and it can lead to mental health challenges for the person affected. STDs can also affect a person's ability to reproduce, affecting a male's fertility or a female's fertility and female's complications during pregnancy. And an economic impact is that it can reduce productivity and increase medical expenses for an individual. So promoting prevention and treatment can help limit these social effects and create for a better society with sexual health. Thank you for listening to me share knowledge on these STDs, and let's limitize the stigma on these diseases, for it is easy for anyone to contract as it is easy to prevent. Any of my information came from the CDC, Center of Disease Control and Prevention, World Health Organization, and the Mayo Clinic. Thank you.